I asked mechanics what mistakes car owners make that drive them absolutely insane.
The answers shocked me.
These aren't just bad habits, these are decisions that destroy your car and cost you thousands in repairs.
And the worst part,
People do these things thinking they're saving money.
what's up everyone? Welcome back to Gearhead Garage.
Today, I'm exposing 7 things you should never do to your car. Mechanics literally beg owners to stop doing these things because they see the catastrophic damage every single day. I've got quotes from actual mechanics, real repair costs, and I'm going to show you exactly what happens when you make these mistakes. This could save you $10,000 or more in avoided damage. By the end of this video, you'll know more about protecting your car than 95% of drivers.
Hit subscribe because this is life-saving information for your wallet. Let's go. Number 7 on our list. Never skip or delay oil changes. This is the number 1 mistake mechanics see, and it causes the most catastrophic damage. According to AA-approved auto repair mechanics, the most common car maintenance mistake I notice is drivers failing to keep the correct fluid levels in their vehicles. At least once a day, we see a vehicle with low coolant or engine oil that does not register on the dipstick. Major engine damage can occur if proper coolant and oil levels are not maintained.
Here's what happens when you skip oil changes. Motor oil lubricates and cools your engine.
Over time, oil breaks down from heat and contamination.
When oil gets too old, it turns into sludge. Instead of lubricating your engine, sludge clogs oil passages and starves your engine of lubrication. Now, some people think my car says 10,000-mile oil changes, I'm fine.
That's true if you follow the schedule, but modern extended intervals mean if you miss one oil change, you've gone 20,000 miles on old oil.
That's engine-killing territory.
And here's what the manual doesn't emphasize. Those 10,000-mile intervals assume ideal driving conditions.
If you drive in stop and go traffic, take short trips where the engine never fully warms up, drive in extreme heat or cold, or drive on dusty roads, you need more frequent oil changes, not less.
The cost. Skipped oil change. $0 saved oil change you should have done. 6100 engine replacement when it seizes. 508 net loss. $4,000 $907,900. What to do instead? Follow your manufacturer's recommended intervals religiously, usually 5,000 minus 10,000 miles. Check your oil level monthly with the dipstick if you see low oil or dirty oil. Change it immediately. Analyze the severe service schedule. If you drive in tough conditions, set phone reminders so you never forget. Bottom line, oil changes are the cheapest insurance for your engine.
Skipping them to save $75 will cost you $5,000 later.
Don't be penny wise and pound foolish.
Number 6. Never ignore your dashboard warning lights. This one drives mechanics crazy because the car is literally telling you something is wrong and people just
keep driving.
Mechanics report that check engine lights get ignored constantly. People say, oh, it's probably just the gas cap, or I'll deal with it later, and then they show up at the shop 2 months later with catastrophic damage. Here's the reality. Warning lights indicate problems that will get worse if ignored. A small issue that would cost $200 to fix today becomes a $2,000 repair next month. I'll give you real examples. Check engine light, minor cause. Oxygen sensor failing, $150 to $300 to replace if ignored. Damages catalytic converter, $1,500 to $2,500 to replace. Total cost of ignoring, $1,200 to $2,100 more than just fixing the sensor. The real pressure light.
What it means? Your engine isn't getting enough oil pressure. What happens if you ignore it? Engine seizure within minutes to horse repair cost. $4,000 to $8,000 engine replacement.
Temperature warning light. What it means? Your engine is overheating. What people do? I'll just drive to the next exit. What actually happens? You warp the cylinder head, blow the head gasket, or crack the engine block. Repair cost $1,504 for head gasket, potentially $6,000 plus for cracked block.
Brake warning light. What it means? Low brake fluid, worn brake pads, or brake system failure. What happens if ignored? Your brakes fail completely. Cost your life, your car, someone else's life. This one is non-negotiable.
Tire pressure monitoring system TPMS light. What it means? One or more tires is significantly underinflated. What happens if ignored? Tire blowout at highway speeds, loss of control, crash prevention cost, free check pressure at gas station. Ignoring it cost, totaled car, medical bills, or worse,
What to do instead? Never ignore a warning light if it's red. Stop driving immediately and call for a tow if it's yellow or amber. Get it diagnosed within 24-48 hours. Use an OBD2 scanner 25100 to read codes yourself or get a second opinion if a mechanic says it's nothing serious.
The pattern is clear. Fixing small problems costs hundreds. Ignoring them until they become catastrophic costs thousands.
Your car is begging you to listen. Just listen. Number 5. Never use the wrong fluids in your car. This includes using water instead of windshield washer fluid, using the wrong oil type, or mixing incompatible coolants.
Let's start with windshield washer fluid.
Kevin Coyle, General Manager of Carvana's Inspection Center, says if windshield washer fluid is replaced with water, you risk clogging the reservoir and associated hoses. But that's not even the worst part.
Water freezes at 30 to F. Windshield washer fluid is formulated to work at 20 F or colder.
If you fill your reservoir with water in winter, it freezes and can crack your reservoir, burst your hoses, and destroy your washer pump.
Repair cost
3080
to save $4 on washer fluid. Now let's talk about engine oil.
Your car requires a specific oil type and weight, spelled out in your owner's manual. Using the wrong oil can cause serious problems.
Using thicker oil than recommended. What people think. Thicker oil equals better protection. Reality. Your oil pump struggles to circulate thick oil, leading to poor lubrication on cold starts damage. Increased engine wear. Potential pump failure cost 1,503,00 for premature engine wear issues. Using conventional oil in synthetic required engines. What it means. Your engine was designed for synthetic oil's properties. What happens? Conventional oil breaks down faster under high heat damage. Sludge buildup. Turbocharger failure if turbocharged cost 2,004,00 for turbo replacement.
Mixing different coolant types. This is a big one. There are different coolant formulations: green, orange, pink, blue, and they are not all compatible.
Mixing incompatible coolants can cause chemical reaction that creates gel instead of liquid, clogged radiator and heater, corrosion and engine damage. Cost $500 to $1,500 to flush system, $2,000 to $4,000 if engine overheats.
Using wrong transmission fluid. What it does. Modern transmissions require very specific fluid types. What happens with wrong fluid? Harsh shifting, slipping, transmission failure cost $3,000 to $6,000 for transmission rebuild or replacement. What to do instead? Always check your owner's manual for correct fluid types. Use only the specified fluids. Don't improvise if you're unsure. Ask a professional or call the dealership. A bottle of correct fluids in your garage for top-offs when getting service. Verify they're using the correct fluids.
Using correct fluids costs maybe 10-30 more than the cheapest option. Using wrong fluids costs thousands in damage.
This is the easiest money you'll ever save. Number 4. Never neglect your tires. Tires are literally the only thing between your car and the road, yet people treat them like they're indestructible.
The most common tire mistake is ignoring tire pressure.
People think the tire looks fine, but looks can be deceiving. Even when tires look properly inflated, they can be dangerously low on air.
According to maintenance experts, tires lose 1 to 2 psi of air pressure for every 10 drop in temperature. So if it was 70 F when you last checked your tires, and it's now 30 F, you've lost 8 psi. That's enough to cause serious problems.
What low tire pressure causes? Reduced fuel economy up to 3%, worse MPG, uneven tire wear, tires wear out 25% faster, increased heat buildup in the tire, blowouts at highway speeds.
A tire blowout at 70 miles per hour can cause loss of control, rollover accidents, and multi-car crashes. The cost isn't just a new tire, it's your life.
Other tire problems people ignore. Worn tread. How to check. Penny test. Insert penny upside down in tread if you see Lincoln's head. Replace tires. What happens? No grip in rain or snow. Hydroplaning. Inability to stop cost. Your safety versus 408 for new tires. Better alignment. Symptoms. Car pulls to one side. Uneven tire wear. What people do. Ignore it and keep driving. What happens? Tires wear out in 15,000 miles instead of 50,000 miles. Cost 601. 200 for 3 sets of premature tire replacements versus $100 for alignment. Unbalanced tires. Symptoms. Vibration at highway speeds. What happens? Wears out suspension components. Uncomfortable ride. Cost
4080 to balance all for tires versus 801. 500 in suspension repairs later.
What to do instead? Check tire pressure monthly. Use a digital gauge. Not just eyeballing, use the pressure listed on your door jam sticker. Not the max pressure on the tire side, or rotate tires every 5,000 minus 7,500 miles. Get alignment checked annually. Or if you hit a big pothole, replace tires when tread depth reaches for 30 seconds. Don't wait for to 32. Inspect for bulges, cracks, or uneven wear.
Number 3. Never continue driving when your engine is overheating.
This is one of the worst mistakes you can make, and mechanics see it all the time.
Mechanics report people saying it was overheating, but I was only 5 miles from home, so I kept going. That 5-mile decision just cost them $4,000.
Here's what happens when you drive with an overheating engine. First 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Coolant boils over, steam fills the engine, but no immediate permanent damage, yet you can still save it. After 2-5 minutes, cylinder head begins to warp from extreme heat. Head gasket starts to fail. Damage 15002 500 for head gasket replacement. After 5-10 minutes, cylinder head warps severely or cracks engine block. Then crack from thermal stress pistons can seize in cylinders. Damage 4008 000 for new engine.
After 10+ minutes, complete engine failure at scrap metal cost 50010 000 for replacement engine and labor. What causes overheating? Coolant leak, hose failure, radiator leak, water pump leak, thermostat stuck, closed radiator fan failure, clogged radiator, low coolant level. Overheating. What to do instead the moment you see the temp gauge rise. Step 1. Turn off the air conditioning, immediately reduces load on engine. Step 2. Turn on the heater to max hot, helps pull heat away from engine. Step 3. If temperature keeps rising, pull over safely and turn off the engine. Step 4. Do not open the radiator cap while hot, scalding steam will explode out. Step 5. Wait 30-45 minutes for engine to cool. Step 6. Check coolant level after cooling at water or coolant if low. Step 7. If coolant is full, do not restart, call for a tow truck. The cost comparison. Towing fee $75,150, coolant hose replacement $1,030 total if you stop immediately, $250 vs.
Driving while overheating. $0. You think you're saving money. Warped head 1502500 or destroyed engine 5008 total if you keep driving 500800. Never ever drive with an overheating engine. Pull over, turn it off, call a tow truck. Your $100 decision just saved you $5,000. Number 2. Never ignore brake maintenance or skip brake inspections. Your brakes are a safety system, not a convenience feature, and mechanics see people drive with dangerously worn brakes all the time. Here's how brake wear works. Brake pads start at about 10-12 millimeters thick. As you brake, they wear down. At 3-4 millimeters, they're approaching replacement time. At 2 millimeters, they're critically worn, and you're damaging your rotors. Most brake pads have a wear indicator, a metal tab that squeals when pads get thin. That squealing is your car screaming, "Replace me now." But people ignore it.
What happens if you ignore squealing brakes? Stage 1. Squealing 3-4 millimeters pad left. Replace brake pads 2040 for all 4 wheels. No other damage yet. Stage 2. Grinding metal on metal. Pads worn completely down, metal backing plate grinding against rotor damage. Rotors are now destroyed. Cost
601. 00 pads plus rotors plus labor. Stage for the crash. Brakes fail completely. Can't stop, you crash into another car, person, or building. Cost your car, your health, someone else's life, legal liability. Other brake maintenance people skip. Brake fluid should be changed every 2-3 years old. Fluid absorbs moisture, lowering its boiling point. Boiling brake fluid equals brake failure. Cost to change $81 to a cost if it fails. Priceless your life. What to do instead? Inspect brakes every 10,000 miles. Mechanics do this during oil changes. Replace pads when they reach 3-4 mm. Never ignore squealing. That's your warning. Change brake fluid every 2-3 years if your brake pedal feels spongy or goes to the floor. Stop driving and call a tow. The math. Regular brake maintenance 2040 every 40,000 minus 60,000 miles total over 120,000 miles. 6001 200 vs.
Ignoring brakes until they fail 2,003,00 in catastrophic repairs plus potential accident costs 10,010. 00 plus brakes are not negotiable. They keep you alive. Don't gamble with your life to save $200.
And number 1. Never ignore strange noises coming from your car. This is the ultimate "I'll deal with it later" mistake that costs people thousands. Every strange noise is your car trying to communicate a problem.
Ignoring it doesn't make it go away, it makes it worse and more expensive. Visual examples of common noises and their causes: squealing when braking. What it means: brake pads are one cost to fix now. 2040 cost if ignored. 1502 50 full brake system plus potential accident grinding when turning. What it means: CV joint is failing, cost to fix now.
3080 cost if ignored. 202 when the axle breaks completely.
Rattling on cold start. What it means: timing chain is stretched or cam phase is failing, cost to fix now. 1502 50 cost if ignored. 4008 timing chain breaks. Valves hit pistons. Engine destroyed.
Whining from transmission differential. What it means: low fluid or internal wear, cost to fix now. 15050 fluid change or minor repair, cost if ignored. 300600 transmission differential replacement. Clicking or humming from wheels. What it means: wheel bearing is failing, cost to fix now. 3060 per wheel, cost if ignored. Wheel seizes. Falls off while driving, catastrophic crash.
Hissing from engine bay. What it means: coolant or vacuum leak, cost to fix now. 1040 cost if ignored. Engine overheating and destruction 500800.
Glunking over bumps. What it means: suspension components, one struts, control arms, sway bar links, cost to fix now. 40120 cost if ignored. Loss of control, accidents, more suspension damage too. 00300. What to do instead? Never ignore a new noisy to identify where it's coming from: front, rear, engine, wheels. Try to identify when it happens: braking, turning, accelerating.
Idling, record it on your phone to show a mechanic it diagnosed within a week. Fix small problems before they become catastrophic.
The pattern: strange noise appears equals early warning. Cheap fix noise gets louder equals problem getting worse. Moderate cost noise becomes constant equals severe damage. Expensive fix noise stops suddenly equals catastrophic failure. Maximum cost when a noise stops on its own. That's not good, it means the part broke completely.
Every single one of these mistakes starts small and cheap to fix, then becomes catastrophic and expensive when ignored. Mechanics see this pattern every
single day. If you're doing any of these things right now, I just saved you thousands, maybe tens of thousands of dollars. You're welcome.
Share this with anyone who owns a car.
They need to know this.
Hit that like button if this opened your eyes to how to protect your car.
Subscribe to Gearhead Garage for more honest mechanic advice that saves you money. Drop a comment: which mistake were you guilty of? Be honest, no judgment. I'll see you in the next one.